Have wasps been wreaking havoc on your garden? Well, I declared war on them, and I think we might be winning the battle. Hey Provident Preppers, I'm Kylene, and this year wasps have driven me absolutely insane. Not only are they annoying and they sting, they wreak havoc in the garden and they are very destructive, especially in my grapes. I have these beautiful grape arbors and the grapes are gorgeous, but the wasps land on them and they just suck all the juice out of it and completely destroy my harvest. And so this year, I wasn't going to let that happen. So I went online and I bought a bunch of different things to see what would work best. And then I have some homemade items. The thing about wasps is you have to be on top of them. If you ignore them, they won't go away. They just multiply. So one of the first things that I did was I bought these. I'm not super a fan of them. They're kind of a little bit cheaply made. They do a really good job. What it is, it's a little like a fish trap where the wasps fly in here and then they can't fly out. So we put a bait in here, and that bait, I like to use apple cider vinegar, and I use the cheap stuff. I don't use the expensive stuff because they're the wasps. Sugar, water, and then a little bit of whatever kind of rotten fruit I have. So leftover fruit juice, or sometimes just little rotted peels. I'll just blend them all up. Anything that they would be attracted to. But the problem with these is that when I go to change them in the morning, you have live wasps. What do you do? How do you take care of that? And so my solution, I actually put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Once they're all dead, I can take the lid off and then I can feed all of these to the chickens. Now, you can buy stuff like this grub terra. These are soldier flies, the soldier fly larvae, and they freeze dry them. And it's really impressive food for your chickens. But by doing this, what I'm doing is I'm harvesting the wasps and feeding them to the chickens. So what used to be a pest turns out to be food. Now, these are examples of ones that I had just made. This is just a shoestring, so I can tie it and untie it. I almost think I'd rather have these be disposable if you have enough of the containers, but you just cut off the top of the bottle and you invert it. I actually glued this with just a hot glue gun so that it wouldn't come out. And then you hang them, and they're actually pretty effective. They're not quite as effective as these were. Either one of these, that's a good option, and these are free. These were a lot more expensive. Now, one of the other things that I did was I bought these to try them. These are sticky traps, and I love that they had this outside cage. Now, this one was with the grapes, and you can see that there's a whole lot. It captured flies and moths and then the wasps, but I didn't see any bees. These were very effective. What I'd like to do, though, is to figure out a way to be able to repurpose these, because these are supposed to be disposable, but this plastic, the cage, is a decent quality and can be used over and over again. So I don't know if you could just put regular sticky traps on there like what I use in my greenhouse. In fact, for the comment or for the question of the day today, why don't you comment and let me know what ideas you have, because these were fairly expensive and it's kind of sad just to use them once. Okay, the other thing that is important is that we take care of the nests. We want to make sure a lot of times they'll be up in the eaves, underneath things. We had them in some of our rabbit hutches, underneath the top of it. And you've got to take care of those. Depending on where they are, I'll use this. I am so anti-poison. This is really dangerous stuff, but quite frankly, if you get bit by a wasp, John was bit by one, and he ended up having to go to the doctor because his arm was all swollen. And that can be really dangerous when you have a reaction to it. So we want to make sure that we control them and that we don't tick them off. So we'll take a long pole and reach up and kind of knock the nest down. But sometimes it's best just to spray that first and kill them and then knock the nest down. And then I like to stomp on it and squish them all. And then I will clean it up, because any of that poison I don't want left where the dogs might lick it or the cats might lick it or something else could be harmed by it. But you've got to just keep it all under control. And if we do that, we're going to limit that population and we won't have to worry about them anymore. So For today's question of the day, in addition to what do you think I should do with these, is what methods have you found most effective to keeping wasps under control? Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.